Hi, I'm Kim Byford, Project Director for Talent Accelerator. You haven't been able to join us for one of our live Creative Industries days, so I've put together a few resources so you can catch up from home. The first thing that you need to do is consider all the things that you're interested and some of your strengths and the things that you need or the help you need from people to support you. So looking at the slide here, we've got 4 boxes. The first one I would encourage you to start with is to think about the creative areas that you're interested in. And at this point, you may have a couple. You may not be fixed on one. You may have a few that you're interested in. And then consider what is important to you. What things are important to you for your life in general? Are friends, family at the very core of what you enjoy? Or are you somebody who's really immersed in books, online gaming? Then go to the strengths area. This is an area that a lot of us struggle with, but think about the things that you're good at. They don't necessarily have to be technical skills. It may be you're a really good listener. You're someone who can reach out to people and start a conversation. And with support, what things do you need to help you? Do you need more information? Do you need somebody who's going to read through your CV for you and check that you've got all the things that you need? Start by considering all the things that are important to you. Now that you've got an idea of the things that you want to pursue, let's think about what are the creative industries and what kind of job roles and areas that it encompasses. The creative industries has 16 subsectors, and they go from advertising, marketing and PR through architecture, arts and culture, culture and heritage, through design, that can go from the design of your shoes all the way through to cars, and also the design of processes. So when you're online and shopping, someone has designed the process to make that easy for you. Fashion, obviously what we wear, but including the kinds of materials that it's made of and some of the thinking we now have in around sustainability in fashion. Film and TV, this is a massive growth area for the UK. And gaming, an industry that has grown massively in the last 10 years. We then have media that covers all of your social medias, including YouTube streaming. So YouTube and being able to make a living from being a YouTube presenter or an influencer is relatively new, but incredibly lucrative if you get it right. Music, covering not only the performance side and production, but through to those who support in live events and promote live events. Photography and videography, podcast and radio. And we have publishing, that's both online, books, magazines, journals, newspapers, and in real life, theatre and performing arts, not only those that we see when we go to those events, but also the people that help put those together, costume designers, directors, lighting designers, sound technicians, writing and journalism, and finally, special effects and animation. The creative industries is a really vibrant and interesting industry to be involved in, but sometimes people hold myths about them, and when you tell people that you're interested in having a creative career, there can be some things that people will suggest that are difficult about the creative industries and that you shouldn't go into. So I'd like to arm you with some ways to counteract those myths. Lots of people say that the creative industries are small, but this is not the case. There are 32 million people working in the creative industries in the UK today. That's a vast amount of people who are of working age in this country. Every year, £115 billion goes into the UK economy from these industries, and that's much larger than the combined of automotive, life sciences, aerospace and oil and gas industries, all industries that traditionally people would say are safe and create jobs and are ones to watch out for. But actually, if you're going into the creative industries, you're going into an industry that is much larger than all of those. 9.6% of all UK jobs are within the creative industry, and that's nearly 1 in 11 jobs in the UK. So out of 11 people of working age who are in employment in this country, 1 of them will be in a creative industry. When you say you want to be part of the creative industries, lots of people will say to you, oh, don't do that, it's very badly paid. But actually, that isn't the case. The UK average salary is £36,717, so that's the average of all incomes in the country at the current time. In the arts and cultural subsector of creative industries, the average salary is £38,000. Advertising and marketing, the average salary is £45,000. In gaming, the average salary is 80,000. That's not the top salary, that is the average salary of all people working in that subsector of the industry. Film and special effects is 40,000 as an average, and TV and streaming is 70,000 as an average. The next thing that people may say to you is the creative industries is very static, it doesn't grow, there's not more jobs being created in it. Well, actually, the sector is growing 5 times faster than the UK national economy, so it is a growth area. There's massive growth in remote and hybrid working post-pandemic. This means that people in the creative industries can work from anywhere in the world. You could be living in East Sussex and working for a company in LA. More clearly, you can work for loads of UK companies and not have to actually commute into an office because you can do the work at home. The UK is going to have 20 new film and TV studios opening before 2030. TV and film, and because of the events of streaming, means that we have got a great deal more production going on. So if you're interested in a film career, this is the time to be getting into it. And online development has meant that there's loads of jobs in the creative industries that didn't exist 10 years ago. So we continue to grow. It's really important then to think about key skills, because if you're looking at jobs that maybe don't even exist yet or have a large amount of flexibility in them, you need to think about what are the skills that you can develop that could go into a range of roles. So in the creative industries, self-motivation is key. You have to be ready to do new things. You have to be ready to start things. You have to be good at networking. All networking means is being able to talk to people, remember what they say, and being able to put people together and often find opportunities for yourself through those conversations. The focus in creative industries is always on a client, a customer, an audience, or a participant. So you have to be open to feedback and change your practice accordingly. If you're a musician and you create music that nobody wants to hear, it's going to be very difficult for you to make a living from it. And you also need to be able to communicate, whether that be through writing, presentation, or conversation. It's essential to get as much experience as you can to develop your skills and make sure that you've got a wide range of opportunities for you. So I would suggest downloading the Erich app. This is a really excellent app that looks at all the opportunities that are available UK-wide, and you're able to filter it by things that you like, and also you can filter it by region. Lots of the opportunities on there are remote, so it means that you can take advantage of really world-class institutions offering online mentoring, online workshops. Another organisation to have on your Instagram feed who are always posting opportunities is Creative Access. For those of you who identify as women, the good one again on the Instagram feed is Creative Women's Hub. It will ensure that there's a wide variety of opportunities targeted at women to ensure that the creative sector is diverse. Another one to add to your Instagram feed is The Dots. And finally, Run the Check, which is always advertising opportunities which are paid. The creative industries has a terrible reputation for offering unpaid opportunities in return for exposure, but Run the Check quite rightly says that you should be paid a fair wage for the work that you do. It's also important to look at what opportunities are local to you so that you could get involved with in person. Very quick examples that we have around us here in Bexhill are the 1066 Youth Theatre, which runs out of the stables in Hastings, Eggtooth, their Incubate programme, which is Hastings based and runs out of the Nest, and the Blueprint Collective here at the Warr Pavilion. As a creative, it's really important to self-promote, but also it's really important to declare yourself as an artist. No one is ever going to tell you now is the time you've got enough skills and opportunities to do that. One way to do that is to set a profile up for yourself online. Create Britain is a really easy way to do it, which allows you to also signify that you are an emerging artist, so you're an emerging performer, an emerging director, an emerging photographer, and allows you to put up show reels, images, so you can show the world all the great things that you're doing. It's always really important to show as a creative all your experiences so you're able to link to new opportunities. Having an online profile is one way to do that, but also it's really important to have a good, clear, creative CV. This resource hopes to show you a way to put together a creative CV very easily, ensuring to make sure that you have got everything on there, showing a statement about you, what's important to you creatively, some information about your education and training, and also about the work experience, projects and volunteering opportunities, performances that you've been involved in. It also, down the right-hand side, asks you to put a visual in. So if you are a visual artist, that may be some of your work. If you are a performer, it may be you performing. And also then it shows your creative skills, both digital and analog, and your softer skills, so those work-based skills that are transferable, and hobbies and interests. It's always good to show that there's something really exciting about you that they might not be able to pick up just by reading about your professional experience. So I would suggest a call to action for today. If you do one thing after watching this presentation, download the Erich app. Set a profile up for you, which has your likes and dislikes on it, and then start looking through those live opportunities and identify one that you think that might work for you. Finally, as a check-in, it's really important to start planning about how you're going to action the next steps. So with this map, start with today. What's one thing that you've taken from watching this presentation that you will move forward? Think about then, what could you do next week? So for example, today you've downloaded the Erich app. Next week, apply for an opportunity. And then this month, identify perhaps ways that you could move forward, training or volunteering opportunities for you.